Take a look at this picture. This is a lovely opposing player casting a whole new world against us on turn number 3 off the back of a Stitch Rockstar they just shifted into play. Now, how would you feel if I told you that we won this game? And it's all off the back of Belle, Strange but Special. If you've been around on the channel for a little while, you'll know that I firmly believe Belle is one of the most underappreciated and underexplored cards that Lorcana had to offer inside the first chapter. A lot of players view Belle as a ramp card that happens to be a payoff as well, and I think the truth is Belle is more of a payoff than it is an accelerator if you're already interested in picking up the pace. I'm going to showcase to you 3 separate games today against 3 of the best performing decks in Lorcana right now, all of which result in a win off the back of Belle, Strange but Special doing something that no other card in the game necessarily could. Now, what deck are we doing that with? Well, we're going to show you a list we've kind of been working here on the channel for a little while called Blurple Belle or Blue Purple Midrange, whatever you prefer to give it a name of flavour to. The deck's really simple. We're looking to use the ramp package you find in Sapphire to accentuate some of the card advantage and powerful endgame threats offered by Amethyst. Now the main synergies here are kind of that Belle accelerates you to your 7 cost cards a whole extra turn earlier than any other piece of acceleration in the game, but for the most part we are playing a very dedicated mid-range strategy. We're going to accelerate, we're going to interact with our opponents, and then we're going to close the door extremely quickly with high questing characters like Elsa, Maleficent, Hades, even Ursula, and of course the namesake of the deck, Belle, Strange but Special. If you've only got a chance to check out one game, I've left timestamps for all the matchups in the description box down below. Go check out the one that you prefer to see. But this deck has really been impressing me, and I look forward to continuing to work on it as we get more new cards from Rise of the Floodborn. If you haven't already, please do consider subscribing to the channel here at Beyond the Inkwell. We're churning out the content here on YouTube, and we'd love to see you for more Lorcana in the near future. But until then, enjoy the games, and I'll see you again very soon. So I'm going to keep a 7. I'm just going to keep Maleficent as an inkable in this case. I likely never play it, but yes. So on the play here, I'm pretty happy to ink the Olaf as ink, basically always, because I don't think we're ever going to get to a point where... Well, we'll be sad if our opponent plays exactly Lilo, I think, but against basically everything else, we're going to be happy to go Grammatala into Mickey and get our foot on the pedal. Okay, so in this spot, I think I ink the Maleficent first, because it's always getting inked, I think. Go for Grammatala. So I think this is the same opponent actually as our last game. Seems to be happening a lot on Pixelborn at the moment. Just a lot of repairs. Maybe I should pause in between to try and stop that happening quite so much. Lands into Stitch here, it's fair enough. Alright, so we do have the ability to get our Mickey on at least, which is going to push us up to 4. The question is if we bust Grammatala this turn, and I don't think we do, because I think we want to bust it next turn. But we are going to be in a pretty reasonable position here. Hoping not to see the Rockstar on 4. In fact, you can see the Rockstar now, right? Oh, dude. Well, that's kind of ridiculous, but sure. That is what the wheel deck do. No Let It Go in our hand here is pretty damn unfortunate, but we'll accelerate to 7 as quickly as we can. We'll take the goons off the table. Dink. And we'll go... I guess there's a world where I was supposed to Rafiki this down, wasn't there? Ignore the goons. That was probably correct. In fact, I think that was actively just the correct thing to do. Okay, lesson learned. We'll go... Maleficent Grammatala here, I think. And throw back to my opponent. But yeah, pretty sure I'm supposed to Rafiki, double Rafiki the Stitch down. Well, Rafiki plus my board the Stitch down, because now my opponent just draws a million cards over the course of the turn. Yeah, turn three Rockstar plus Wheel is pretty hard for a lot of decks to beat, unfortunately. We'll do our best. We're not completely out of this. We do need some help. Opponent appears to be thinking about something. Not exactly sure what. Cool. We will ink the Grammatala and get this Rockstar out of here at least. But I feel like this is a bit too late. Feels like you really just need to be a grab your swords deck yourself to have the best shot against this deck. It's just so backbreaking to be staring down this much so early. We do find the Belle. The Belle's interesting here. I think we are gonna set that up for the following turn, perhaps, and go Rafiki, Cauldron. Take a peek. Neither is an inkable, but I'll keep the Hades because I already have an Ursula. We'll clear, and look to slow this down. Hopefully the Rockstar doesn't provide too much value this turn, and then maybe the Hades can just take care of it. Tink is interesting here. It takes up a lot of my opponent's ink, which I think I'm okay with. Ink's a smash. Okay. I was actually really hoping they wouldn't quest with the Rockstar. Would have gone a long way for us, I think. Whoa, okay, well, we'll keep the Elsa. I think we're inking the Belle if that's the case. Are we? I'm going to think about that. This is happening, always. As is this. But the Belle is what might let us be able to, like, really turn the corner, like, super fast. I'm gonna hold on to it. Smash is fair. Oh, we appear to have disconnected. Thankfully, we are back. I will just be Elsering here. Lock. Quest a little. Okay. Off you go. What are all these smashes, dude? Okay. So... this is so curious. So if I quest for 5 here, the Belle's only put me to 18, the Hades has to survive to swing it in a single turn. One, two, three. I'm gonna try this. Like, do something. Like, you can clear the Elsa, but you need to clear the Elsa and the Hades, or one of the Bells, or lose. Don't double grab your swords. Okay, one of the Bells is gone this way. Interesting. Okay, that was a super intriguing turn. Keep the Inkable on top. Play the Ursula. Ink this, draw cards. So now I have to decide if I'm trading 5 lore for this Tinkerbell. I think I am. What a curious game this one's been. Finds another Rockstar. So this is 3, 4, 5 you're questing for currently. Keep the Olaf on top. Ink the Grammatala. Do something. If we beat a turn 3 Rockstar wheel here, I'm going to be astounded. Alright, that's one of the best ones they could have had. They chose to play that instead of singing it, which is curious. I think you're supposed to sing that a lot of the time. Maybe not though, maybe you just need both bodies to be able to challenge the Ursula ever. It is pretty big. I apologise for the big old invalid deck, by the way. Turns out when you crash in the middle of the game, that's what happens. Opponent's in the tank here. They might be dead. That Belle turn was so interesting. I'm not like there was a lot of decision points there, but the fact we were able to go, here's 10 law next turn, do something about it. And our opponent kind of sat there and went, oh god, I can't race you anymore. You've gone from 3 to 18. Is kind of berserk. Yeah, we were on 3 law and went, we can win the game next turn. Do something. Which is unreal. They do find grabby swords. Okay. So you can clear the Ursula and the Robin Hood, so you're alive. They found a way. They found a way to stay alive. We are in pretty good shape here, though. Do we just Elsa lock? I don't think we do. I think I want to just sink everything here. And I'll do the same with the Let It Go. Because I just want my opponent's board to be as empty as possible. In this case, I'll keep the Belle, obviously. And, like, do something again. We could Elsa, but, like, I think leaving the Rockstar in play means our opponent can draw more cards and more outs. And I think I would rather just make sure nothing is in play and have 2 lethal cards that are questing and run it that way. What a game this was. God dang! Alright, so again, with some early interaction, I think I'm going to keep this Ursula. I like keeping a 7 in these hands that look like they can accelerate quickly going first. This is nuts, because this actually just goes super fast. And again, so we're gonna oh, come on, Olaf, go in the inkwell. We're gonna hold on to the Olaf until we know if we want to play it against what our opponent is doing, but I think against most people they are going to be Ink going first. We draw a Philo, that's fine. So this is going to be get your gas on. Unfortunately, Ursula's not great in this. Well, it's good in the matchup, but it's not good early in this matchup specifically, because the opponent is often not going to have any lore for us to take away early, assuming they are Ruby Amethyst control, that is. But we will go Grammatala into Mickey, potentially into Belle, which is going to be a lot of gasoline immediately. So we definitely kind of look to find like a magic mirror here, maybe, to start utilizing all this ink we're about to make. Maleficent's an interesting one. It's actually not a bad draw at all. We are always going to Mickey, though, because it has the highest upside by a lot. So into the inkwell you go. Get a little bit of a quest on. Not a bad start by any means, even against Ruby Amethyst. They do play a Maleficent. Draw a card, seems good. We find another Grammatala. That's just going to be going in our inkwell here this time. I will get a little sing-song on. And slam a Maleficent. And try and have her do some big-time questing before Dragon's Fire and Be Prepared are online. She should get a turn to do some goodies before she's in any danger. Opponent with another Maleficent, going to keep their cantripping going. We are getting some good early questing going on here, which is nice. So, again, just going to draw a card. Robin's pretty good, actually. Do I ink this Robin to play a Mickey? Probably not. I'm just going to hold it. We are questing away nice and early here. Opponents almost forced to Dragon's Fire this Maleficent if they've got one. Would be what I would expect. So it's like way too dangerous to leave this thing alive. If they quest at all, we're going to be very happy. Maui works too. 5 cost removal effect is probably the way I should have put that. Interesting. Not what I expected at all. We will ink this Befuddle. Not a card for this matchup. We'll go Maleficent. Oh, slow down, Scott. Yeah, Maleficent here. Trade with the Maui. Grammatala trade with the Maleficent. And we'd really like to find a magic mirror here. That's very much the matchup that they're in our deck for. Is this one. Yeah. So we're looking a bit dodgy. You got to remember the Bells are not like a bad card in the matchup by any stretch, because your opponent has to answer them, but you should be expecting them to answer them because they have all these Dragon's Fires, Be Prepared, you know, that kind of stuff that clear out Belle before she does her job. Too busy indulged in her book to notice the gigantic dragon about to torture her entire face. The Queen. The Queen's a little bit of a pain in the ass. Right, we gotta be a little careful now how far we extend, because Be Prepared is a real card that we should be aware of. So I think we are questing and going Mickey, Inkwell, Rafiki, Punch. And I don't actually want to ink any of the cards in my hand currently. If my opponent draws a card and Be Prepared, so we're going to be okay with that in this spot. Otherwise, we'd like to find a clean answer to this Queen, try and slow down how many cards my opponent has. This Ursula is kind of just sitting pretty at the moment because they have not quested at all in any way. And that's a ball tickler. Speaking of Ursula, our opponent is absolutely not clearing this board right now. Let's look for some options. Kind of don't want to kill this Ursula because I want them to quest. That's the problem. Kind of don't want to freeze it either for the same reason, but I feel like this is starting to earn a Be Prepared at this point if I just do this and get my quest on. Like, we're up to 11. Board's getting a little out of hand. Opponent's probably just got to pull the trigger and kill their own stuff here some out of the time. Otherwise, we just quest for like 7 more. Which they can't allow that to happen. That's too much stuff. They don't have to be prepared here. They could definitely like Dragon's Fire the Elsa or whatever, but we got a good number of Lore Bomb. Look like this is like quest for 3, quest for 3, quest for 3, quest for 5. Like, once we start getting to like 15-ish, 16-ish lore, we're at the point where basically, you know, we every card we play from our hand is going to threaten our opponent. The LeFou there was fucking backbreaking. That's disgusting. Alright, at least this should turn on our Ursulas, which I am a happy Scot about. So I'm going to go Maleficent into Philo here. Pass. Try and turn on this Robin Hood too. Opponent should quest with this Goofy and turn on these Ursulas, which I'll be happy about. Dragon's Fire eats Mali, that's fine. Again, this is one less Dragon's Fire to eat a Belle. Alright, cool. Hades is not a bad one either, so let's just draw a card. Drawing the Rafiki is a little sad. Do I care if this Goofy eats Philo? Potentially. Yeah, I'll wait. That's fine. Opponent is actually surprisingly low on cards here at the moment. No Magic Mirror for them in their early turns. Ursula goes down to a Dragon's Fire. Again, fine. It drew a card, traded for a card, and it's one less Dragon's Fire to take care of a Belle. We're okay with this. Speaking of Belle, Alright, I'm going to be inking one of these at this point. Probably inking the Robin too if our opponent's hand stays this way. Same deal, do I care? No, I think I should just be questing with this, to be completely honest. Opponent with another Ursula of their own. We do have the Hades to answer that this time, which is nice. Means this Ursula of our own is going unanswered, makes this Belle very scary. These Rafiki's a bit of a liability here at the moment. They don't do very much in this matchup. Right, opponent quest to 8. We draw a Mali, sure. Thump. Ink the Robin Hood. Quest. How many be prepared do we have left? Oh, I broke the screen. Lots. Okay, I'm gonna hold these Rafikis for now then. Opponent already has to answer this board in order to not die, so I'll hold the Rafikis. Another Dragon's Fire on an Ursula. That's 3 down. Opponent just racing me? Might just be racing me. I mean, oh, okay. So this is, what, 2, 4, 5? So they're not winning currently, so... Quest. I don't need to extend the Belle here. So I can just go... Be prepared me, I guess. I think that should force this issue, and then my hand is still cards that win the game by themselves afterwards. LeFou will give you another shot. Did you find it? Nope. Sweet game. The ink indeed is what I mean to say. Same with the befuddle. We'll throw the rest looking for acceleration. We don't find acceleration, but we do find a Maleficent at least. Opponent is the Emerald Steel player that we played against earlier. And so against Emerald Steel, I am gonna run out this Olaf, I think. Am I? Oh, that's pretty bad against Emerald Steel. It doesn't clear anything in particular. I'm gonna hold it though, so I can belittle Olaf if my opponent plays like a Flynn here. Maybe we might do it instead of running out the Grammatala. Opponent inks the Tink. Does play a Flynn. Okay. So this is fairly tempo positive. The question is whether or not we do it now or whether we befuddle later. Part of me doesn't think this Olaf is worth it. What is this even fighting in this matchup? It's kind of not. It's like no X1s. Alright, I'm going to hold the befuddle. I'll probably end up using it, but we'll still accelerate for now. Our opponent can gain a little bit of lore if they want to. Into the Tink. You got it. Alright, Philo into Giant Tink feels like a bad proposition, so I'm just going to go Maleficent. And Quest, and you can Giant Tink me if you wish. These Ursulas should hopefully do their fair share of heavy lifting here. No, hands instead, sure. Same thought process, just don't want to be fillowing against steel in those spots. Chooses to leave the Flynn back, which is very curious. So I think we got a 4. We draw some cards the hard way. And we'll boink the Flynn. And we'll quest. Off you go. Opponent with the Hatter, sure. Tala goes down. We will, of course, turn it into ink. We find an Olaf, sure. Wish I was like a turn faster here. Grammar does get me to Elsa quicker, but I'm not sure that's super important right now. This is going to be rough. We've got the tools, we just need to not be put under too much more pressure. Another hands, you got it. All right. Ink the grammar. Come on down, Ursula. Go. How do we want to do this? Am I letting you draw 2 cards to kill the Hatter? I think I am. Which blows, but... Off you go. So this is 2, 4, 5 on the board currently. Hey, Comstar, thank you for the subscription. Appreciate you. Welcome to the channel. Shifting the Tink is pretty bad news. Okay, well, we're not dead. We are in bad shape. Really needed that... Oh, we are actually just dead now, right? Yeah, cool. Alright, this is proving to be a bit hard. Take one more with the deck, and then I might just run with what we have. Okay. Very cool. Let's get ourselves ready to go. So going first here, I am pretty happy to just chuck the filler. Everything else here is kind of gasoline. We're always inking this Archimedes, even against what I believe is Emerald Steel. We keep hitting the same opponent in this set of games. Alright, Let It Go is one that's actually quite tempting to keep here over the second copy of Friends, at least for now. There's a very good chance it goes in the Inkwell, but if we keep drawing cards we'd rather ink, it can be quite powerful against things like Giant Tink specifically. Or even like hands. Basically anything that's not a Cusco, essentially. Okay. Ink the other grammar. Fire the Mickey. Boop. Quest. Put our foot on the gas, kick some emerald steel ass. Please never let me sing that again in a video, thank you. I appreciate your understanding. But I will indeed pop down the Tink and get questing away. Seems fair and valid. We draw a Hades, which isn't bad. Let's go draw some cards. Whoop, whoop. Ink the Olaf. Slam this Maleficent. And then the question is, do I dive bomb this to make sure I'm on 7 ink next turn? And the answer is, probably. So we can just go like Hades into Elsa, into Belle, close the door, is the plan. In comes the Tink. Does indeed punch Mickey in his beautiful face. Unfortunately leaves this Maleficent kind of dead to this Prince Eric currently. I think we're okay with that. We won't take the trade, of course. This Jet Sam is not for this matchup. There is no evasive cards in play. So we will just thump this away. And then we can... I could just sing the Let It Go now. That's kind of gross. That's kind of gross. Let's do that. You have gained ink. I have gained tempo. My Maleficent is safe for now. And then hopefully Elsa keeps her safe even longer going forward. Tink does put up a fight. Perfect. Get your freeze on. Quest. Opponents had all the steel cards this game and not an awful lot of the emerald. It's going in the inkwell now as a hatter. Wonder what the alternative play is. Swords are being grabbed. Okay, Maleficent down. Hades. Okay, they drew a lot of the steel this game. A lot of the steel this game. Kind of want to hold that. No, I probably shouldn't. God, what do I do? If I quest now, this gets punched, the Maleficent dies. I think I'm waiting. John Silver. Okay. Well, I guess I'm playing this Maleficent now, because I can't quest with this currently. I think I gotta force this hit to happen, don't I? Maybe not yet. Not sure. I think the top deck war should favour me. I'm the one with Ursulas and shit. Like a Hades here is just backbreaking. Okay, grab your swords is also pretty backbreaking. Glad that we didn't fucking quest with the Elsa. We'd have been in trouble. Okay. Oh, what am I supposed to do here? Oh. Oh, it's reckless, of course it is. Fuck. Okay, well that makes our mind up for us, I guess. Ah, no. It was all going so well. Oh, this is brutal. Oh, what a top deck fight. That John Silver was back-breaking. Okay, Magic Mirror is a heck of a draw. Okay. I've just got to slow this down here, right? That's all this comes down to. I have the draw power now. It's like so horrifically unpleasant to do it this way, but I just need to take my opponent's lore off the table, I think. Cool. Oh, the Philo might be better to play here, actually. Not sure. Yeah, I think it is. Sick game. There's the Cusco. Those things are a pain in the ass. We don't have a super clean answer to them. Philo gets smashed. Oh, dude. Jet Sam. Oh, this sucks. Think we get outground here. No Ursulas, no nothing coming to save us at the moment. Didn't quest? How do you not quest? Okay. Alright, well. I kill you now. That's what Belle does. Oh, wow. Whoa, Belle. Highway robbery. They choose not to quest, keeping the grab your swords in hand because they didn't draw a character. And the Belle puts them in the bin. Oh, what a game.